Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now this is both a new and old mould to me, silicone mould. I bought it in March I think, and I have yet to use it because obviously I wanted to do a video and I have been busy with freelance stuff. So this is a planter mould, a plant pot silicone mould, and I was really intrigued when I saw this on, guess where, Temu, yes, I'm sorry. I was really intrigued when I saw it because it looks quite shallow, but it's not. And it has a shelf around the indent. And it comes with this little addition as well, so that you can create a drainage hole for your plants. But I'm not going to be using that in this video today. I'm just going to be taking that away and using the mould as is, so that it becomes a dish mould really. So at the beginning you saw me pick out two mica powders already. One of them is a gold and the other one is a ghost powder or a pearlescent colour, and that's another gold. I don't use that one, but I do use the gold. And this one here is just an opaque black paste pigment. Try saying that several times. And finally a purple paste pigment as well. Everything I will be using will go in the description below, so if you're curious and you want to know, have a look at the description, open it up, and all the links and everything will be there. Any Amazon links, I am an affiliate. If you purchase anything from those links, I earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So I've already mixed up my clear epoxy resin. I'm using Let's Resin epoxy resin. I really enjoy this. I am running out though, so I'm hoping that this one turns out all right because it's going to take a fair bit of what I've got left. So here I'm just estimating how much I'll need of each colour. I've got two little pots of clear resin and I want the gold and the purple in one of those, and the black will be in the main big tub. I want the majority of this project to be black with the accent colours being gold and purple. Now with this gold you only need a little bit. I think I put too much powder in. It looks like actual molten gold. It's amazing. And I just take it over and put it on my heat mat just to keep it warm and thin in consistency while I'm messing about with the other colours. Now usually people say you only need a little bit of pigment paste in your resin, it goes a long way, but I did get these from Temu and I think they are a bit watered down and weak, so I do use what looks like probably a lot for a little bit of resin. By the way guys, what do you think to these voiceovers? Do you like me narrating everything I'm doing, or would you prefer a little bit of music? Would you prefer something else? Would you like me to talk about something else? Let me know in the comments below. My entire YouTube journey will still be one big learning lesson, so it's always helpful to get advice and suggestions from you guys because you are the ones watching it and I'm making this content for you. I'd like it to be enjoyable for you. Now this black pigment here is incredibly thin and weak. I didn't realise just how much I have to keep adding pigment because as I'm taking the wooden stirring stick out and looking at the consistency, the opaqueness on the stick, it's weak, it's see-through, and I want a nice opaque black. So yeah, I will link it below so you can see where it's come from. It's come from Temu, but just be aware you need a lot of this pigment for an opaque colour. I really do want to get some proper branded pigment paste, but at the minute everything I get for my resin crafts has to be on a budget because my funding is very small, so I kind of have to spread it smartly. And of course I'm not the only one, that's why we all go to Temu, isn't it? So okay, back to the project. What I'm doing is I'm using the dirty pour technique, and thank you very much Nat from Matters of the Heart by Nat. She reminded me what this technique was called. It just completely went out of my head. I just couldn't remember in my last video. So yep, I do this until all of the pigments are added into the black one, and now it's time for the fun. So I pour it straight into the mould and I give it a little bit of a swirly pattern, a back and forth motion, just to add some waviness. We'll see what it looks like. And guess what? This is when I realised I didn't mix enough. I really should be more prepared for these things. So this first batch was 250 ml and that didn't fill the mould. So after the video I went back and quickly mixed another 200 ml I think, but I only used half of it. I think the mould took another 150, so altogether about 400 ml. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. Just in case, check the comments of this video because if somebody does have this mould already, they might know for certain how much it takes. So now the mould is full. I went back. Unfortunately, my phone ran out of memory. I think that's a trend with every video now. My phone always runs out of memory and I don't always get every clip. But yes, I mixed up some more resin. I just made it plain black this time. I didn't bother adding the purple and the gold. So just plain black on top. And that was it. I left it to cure. And here it is the next day. I'm going to go straight into the demolding. That's a bit of an awkward sentence. I did really have to stretch this silicone mould. I'm always very wary about stretching and overstretching silicone moulds, but they are resilient. They do bounce back, so I never do damage them. And here is the results of that dirty pour, and I love it. I really, really like that. There's a lot more gold in it than I planned. I always say I'm only going to use a little bit of gold. I only want a bit of gold accent, but I always end up with like 50-50 ratio. And I'm never disappointed, but one of these days something will work out as planned. But I am loving how this turned out. That gold is very, very beautiful. And paired with that purple, I think I just got the right amount of purple in there because I didn't want that overpowering either. Also, I finally succeeded. In my previous video, if you saw it with the little heart memo, I wanted an opaque green to retain its non-shininess, non-mica look. Unfortunately, it took on the mica from the other powder, so it was still a very sparkly green. Here, I have managed to keep that purple non-mica-y. It hasn't taken on any of the sparkly bits from the gold, and I love that. So I've got the black and the purple as an opaque non-sparkly colour, and the gold is the only sparkly colour in there, which is what I love. I love that accent, that contrast between the two different styles of colour. So yes, I am really, really pleased with how this turned out. I love it. And the swirly patterns made by swaying the cup back and forth, that looks awesome. I am dead chuffed with that. Let me know what you guys think, and if you want to do something similar, because I would love to see more outcomes like this. I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that. I just love this look and I would love to see more. And you know what else I've noticed? I know resin is shiny, especially if you have a shiny mould, but this just seems extra shiny. It's like really, really, really shiny. Okay, now here's the kicker. I did originally plan to do something with that flat ledge around the indent, the bowl. I wanted to add some details on it because that's a really nice little area that you can decorate and add things to. But I'm so in love now with the patterns that resin has created. I really don't want to put anything on that little ledge and cover it up. So the only option now is for me to redo one and then add detail. But the conundrum here is I am out of resin. I don't have enough resin now to do another one of these projects because it did take quite a bit of resin. So I'm going to have to wait until I can afford more resin. And then you can bet I am definitely going to be doing another one of these, and I'm going to be adding some nice details, maybe some vinyl or something. I don't know, there's a lot of potential there to add some decorations around that. And if it was a plant pot, you could really make that eye-catching, couldn't you? If you added the drainage hole and then decorated the edges with something natural, something planty, and then put your plant pot inside, that would look amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, somebody watching this might already have done what I'm suggesting, so if you have, please let me know. I would love to see. Okay guys, end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. It helps out so much. And if you're not, please consider subscribing. I do post randomly, so if you have me on subscription, you'll know when I post next. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it inspired you. I love inspiring people. Thank you ever so much for watching. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day or night, wherever you are. Thank you guys. Catch you in the next one.